Hi everyone. Today we'll be looking at numbers. To start with, let's remind ourselves of some of our background knowledge, things that we've learned in junior school. What is a prime number? A whole number that can only be divisible by one and itself. They have exactly two factors. And what are those factors? One and itself. Two, what are factors? Factor is a number that divides another number with no remainder or decimal. So before you can call a number a factor, you must be able to divide that number without a remainder or decimal. Composite number, a number that has more than two factors. I know some of us don't know what composite numbers are, but for any number that has more than two factors, it is called a composite numbers. So that means if you look at all numbers, apart from one, every other number will either be a prime number or a composite number. Square numbers. A square number is the product of a number that has been multiplied by itself. Example is 25. 5 raised to power 2 will give you 25. So 25 is a square number. Another square number is 9 because 3 raised to power 2 will give us 9. And lastly, we are looking at cube numbers. A cube number is a result of multiplying a whole number by itself 3 times. So 125 is a cube number because it is 5 times 5 times 5. You can think of another. Let's look at this activity. You want to look at from numbers between 1 and 10, 1 and 20. Numbers from 1 to 20, we want to sort them into three categories. We want to write out the prime numbers, the square numbers, and the cube numbers here. Let's start with the prime numbers. The first question is 1 a prime number? Please note that 1 is not a prime number because it is having only one factor, which is 1. For a number to be qualified as a prime number, it must have two factors, 1 and itself. So it means that your prime, the smallest prime number you can ever think of is 2. So let's list out the prime numbers. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and 19. Those are the prime numbers in this category. Let's talk about the perfect squares, that is the square numbers between 1 and 20. Now, my question is 1 a perfect square? Is 1 a square number? If you say no, I'm afraid that isn't correct. 1 is a perfect square because 1 times 1 will give you 1. So 1 is a square number. 1 is a square number, 4, 9, and 16. Now, cube numbers. With the idea of the square number, you should be able to remember that cube should also be a cube. 1 should also be a cube number because 1 times 1 times 1 will give you 1. Therefore, the cube number in this category will be 1 and 8. Types of numbers. We are looking at the first one here, natural number. The symbol is written as N in this form. What are natural numbers? They are counting numbers. Numbers that you can think of, 1, 2, 3, 4, and whatever number you can count. Mind you, 0 is not a natural number. When you include 0, it becomes a whole number. What are integers? Integers are positive, negative whole numbers including 0. Most times when you ask students what integers are, they will tell you positive, negative whole numbers. Take note that 0 is also an integer. So positive, negative number including 0. What are real numbers? These include all decimal numbers, both positive and negative. Rational numbers are numbers that can be expressed as a fraction. What do we call fraction? Like you can see here, A over B as an example. What are irrational numbers? Numbers just as opposite of rational number. Opposite of rational number is irrational numbers. So numbers that cannot be expressed as fractions are called irrational numbers. So take note, numbers that you cannot break down, write down as fractions are called irrational number. Example is pi. If you look at pi is a continuous number, not the 3.14. 3.142 that we write is just an approximation of what pi is. Pi is a continuous number. Because it is a continuous number, it is an irrational number. You cannot express it as a fraction. Now, this is the summary of all we have been saying, that natural numbers are counting numbers starting from 1 to infinity. As soon as you add 0 to it and you continue to count, it becomes whole numbers. Then integers starts from the negative whole numbers. The integers are negative, positive whole numbers including 0, while rational numbers are numbers that you can write as fraction. Look at the decimal numbers here. You can write them as fraction, and that is why they are qualified to be called rational numbers. Irrational numbers are numbers that cannot be written as a fraction. They cannot be expressed. All these numbers here, if you press them on the calculator, you realize that they cannot be written as a fraction. They are continuous numbers, and everything is called real numbers. Everything you can see here. So this Venn diagram is self-explanatory, telling you that their mother is the real number. So when I say real numbers, it means that it includes rational, irrational, integers, whole numbers, natural numbers. Thanks for your time.